What if I told you the haircut that's supposed to make us look chic and modern is actually sabotaging our style, and sometimes adding 10 years instead of taking them off? Stick around, because the ninth mistake is the sneaky one I learned the hard way and almost no stylist warns us about. In this video, I am talking real-life missteps, the science behind why they age us, and quick fixes you can use at your next salon visit. By the end, you'll know exactly how to rock a pixie that looks fresh and not frumpy. First mistake on the list, we have the baby fine chop trap. Celebrity photos of short, boy-style crops pop up in our feeds every day, showcasing a chic and easy look that promises volume and zero fuss. It's easy to get drawn in by these images, thinking a big chop will be the solution to hiding thinning spots. But here's the thing. While one blunt, tiny length might seem like a smart idea, it actually removes the few anchor points that help create lift. After menopause, our hair changes. Each strand becomes finer, and the natural density decreases. This means when every single strand is cut to the same short length, the scalp becomes more visible, and the thin spots that we're trying to disguise are put on display. The style may look great at first, but without the right structure, it quickly falls flat by day 2. And you're left constantly teasing, spraying, or even resorting to hats just to keep it looking full. Instead of going for that one-length cut, consider a graduated pixie. This cut keeps the neckline neat and short, while letting the layers get progressively longer as they move up to the crown. Those longer top pieces gently drape over the shorter ones underneath, giving you that soft, voluminous look. The shape is smooth and flattering for more mature features, creating a natural, subtle lift around the face. Ask your stylist for hidden layers, like about half an inch shorter than the top layer, so that they create volume without leaving any noticeable chop marks. And for the crown area, keep the top a little longer, around an inch past the rest, to add a bit of swing and conceal any thinning at the crown. At home, you can easily maintain the lift. Start by applying a quarter-sized amount of root mousse to damp hair, focusing on the roots. Then, bend forward and rough dry your hair until it's about 80% dry. Once it's almost dry, take a small round brush and lift sections of hair straight up for about 5 seconds before gently guiding them into place. Finish with a light mist of flexible hairspray to hold the volume without making it stiff or crunchy. The key is to keep the height without weighing it down. And don't forget to book a trim every 5 weeks to keep the shape fresh and sharp. Since shorter back pieces grow faster than the top layers, regular trims are essential to maintaining the stacked, voluminous look. Length and layers help with volume, yet the cut must also suit your face shape, and that mistake is up next. Face shape still matters after 50, and understanding your natural angles can make all the difference when choosing the right pixie cut. A pixie that ignores these angles can throw off the balance of your face, making a round face look wider or a long face appear even longer. Think of your hair like architecture, with each line and angle directs the eye, and choosing the right cut can help bring harmony to your features. It's all about selecting lines that complement your face rather than fighting against its natural shape. For women with a round face, the goal is to add structure and lift. Keep the sides of your pixie snug and neat, which will give you a more elongated look. At the same time, build gentle height at the crown to stretch the face upward, giving it a more oval appearance. The added volume at the top creates a lighter frame around the cheeks, drawing attention to your eyes and softening the roundness of your face. A bit of height can truly make all the difference in balancing your features. For those with a long face, the key is to break up the vertical lines and create more of a balanced proportion. A soft, side-swept fringe that drapes gently across the forehead can work wonders. This type of fringe shortens the face's vertical length, creating the illusion of more width and balance. The softness of the fringe will also add a flattering shape around your forehead and eyes, drawing attention away from the length of your face and towards its natural beauty. If you have a square jaw, the aim is to soften the strong angles along your jawline. A pixie cut with light, wispy edges around the ears and jawline can work wonders in creating a more harmonious look. The soft texture of the hair will blur any sharp lines and add fluidity, drawing attention to the softer areas of your face. This cut can give your jawline a more rounded, feminine look, while still maintaining the strong, defined lines that can be so striking. When you visit your stylist, it's helpful to bring clear photos that show your natural profile. Pictures help to match your ideas to your real-life features and ensure everyone is on the same page. Aim for photos taken in good daylight with your hair tucked behind your ears, so your face shape is clearly visible. Most stylists appreciate visual guides and will tailor the cut to suit your bone structure and personal style. For glasses wearers, a helpful tip is to push your frame slightly forward while your stylist is cutting around your temples. This ensures the stylist can see exactly where the frames sit, preventing any hair from bunching up above the arms. This small adjustment keeps the side view neat and polished. As we age, our cheeks and jawlines may soften, which can affect the balance of the face. By choosing cuts that lift at the right points, especially around the crown and cheekbones, you can slim the face and draw attention to the eyes. Regular trims every 5 to 6 weeks help maintain the crisp lines of your cut and ensure the balance you've created doesn't fade as your hair grows out. Keeping those tailored lines fresh will keep your pixie cut looking sharp and flattering for as long as possible. Volume at the crown works hand in hand with shape, and controlling that little rooftop is the next key to a full, lively pixie. A flat crown can quickly turn a chic pixie into a shapeless cap that's anything but flattering. As we age, gravity starts to take its toll, and this effect becomes even more noticeable, especially during humid summers. Without enough lift at the crown, the style can lose its shape and begin to emphasize forehead lines. Instead of looking fresh and vibrant, the hair starts to feel flat and lifeless, which is the last thing we want from a pixie. So why does volume fade so much faster after 50? The reason lies in the hair shafts themselves. Over time, the hair naturally becomes finer and loses some of its elasticity. This means that the bounce and natural lift we used to enjoy simply isn't there anymore. When you don't have enough volume at the crown, your pixie can quickly turn into that dreaded helmet effect, where it sits flat against the scalp and feels stiff and heavy. To address this at the salon, ask your stylist for undercut internal layers. These shorter layers are strategically placed underneath the longer top layers, helping to lift the hair from the roots without creating the obvious stacked effect that can sometimes look too harsh. This technique builds volume from the inside out, giving the hair a natural fullness that doesn't add too much bulk. The result is a pixie that maintains its shape and stays lifted throughout the day, even as it naturally flattens a little over time. At home, you can give your crown a quick volume boost with a few easy steps. After washing your hair, take a round brush and lift the roots straight up for about 5 seconds, holding them in place before releasing. Then, flip your hair to the direction you want it to fall, allowing it to naturally settle into shape. Follow up with a lightweight volumizing mist. Opt for something that offers hold without making the hair stiff or crunchy. Think of a flexible, breathable formula rather than a heavy aerosol hairspray. This mist will lock in the lift and keep your crown looking full without weighing it down. The right amount of volume at the crown can make all the difference in maintaining a fresh, flattering pixie look. Now that we've got height in check, let's talk about the fringe and how to keep it from flirting with your eyebrows. Blunt micro bangs may have seemed cute when we were younger, but as we age, they can quickly become less flattering. The straight, harsh horizontal lines of micro bangs tend to draw attention to crow's feet and the natural wrinkles around the eyes, making us look older than we feel. What was once a trendy, youthful look can end up emphasizing the very features we'd prefer to downplay, such as those fine lines that naturally develop with age. Instead of giving us that fresh, youthful vibe, these sharp bangs can often make us feel like we're stuck in a hairstyle from our younger years, one that's no longer working for us. A much smarter option is to switch to a soft, side-swept fringe that gently grazes the brow bone. This type of fringe does more than just cover up forehead creases. It helps elongate the eyes, creating a lifted and refreshed look that instantly brightens up the face. The softer, diagonal line of a side fringe is far more flattering than blunt, straight bangs because it adds a flattering angle to the face without looking too severe. This subtle angle works wonders in framing the face, avoiding that boxy or dated look that harsh bangs can often give. When styling your fringe, technique is key. Start by drying your bangs first, brushing them side to side before drying the rest of your hair. This helps set any cowlicks in the right direction, so they don't end up being a source of frustration later on. If you try to style the rest of your hair first, you'll likely find yourself fighting with stubborn cowlicks that refuse to cooperate. Drying your bangs correctly from the start ensures that they fall naturally and smoothly, saving you time and effort. With a little extra attention to how you dry your bangs, you'll achieve a soft, easygoing look that enhances your features without drawing attention to wrinkles or lines. We've tackled bangs and their flattering angles, but what about texture? Too much of a good thing can leave us tangled in trouble, and that's what we're diving into next. It's easy to get excited when a stylist promises to use their razor skills to thin out thick hair, especially when we're looking for a lighter, more manageable look. However, this technique can be a bit of a gamble, particularly for women with finer strands. When a razor is used on finer hair, the results can often backfire, leaving us with a mess of flyaway fuzz instead of a smooth, controlled texture. Razor-cut ends can also create a ragged, frizzy look as the hair refuses to lie flat. The last thing we want with a pixie cut is to end up with a style that feels over-processed, where the ends are uneven and the texture just doesn't sit right. These flyaways tend to catch on collars, make the hair look messier than intended, and add an unnecessary layer of frizz, especially when humidity kicks in. A far better option is to ask for point cutting with scissors instead of using a razor. Point cutting is a more refined technique where the stylist uses the tips of the scissors to cut into the ends of the hair. This method creates movement and texture but avoids the harsh, jagged edges that a razor can leave behind. The result is a much softer, more natural flow to your pixie that enhances its shape and body without the unwanted frizz or unevenness. Point cutting gives your hair an effortless, styled look without making it appear overdone or too fluffy. It's a more controlled way to add texture that enhances the overall shape, giving your pixie that perfect lived-in, tousled appearance. If your pixie already has some shredded ends from previous cuts or styling, don't worry because there is an easy home fix. Simply apply a pea-size amount of leave-in cream to smooth out those unruly pieces. This product will help tame any flyaways and add some much-needed structure to your style. The cream not only gives a polished finish, but also provides nourishment to the ends, preventing further frizz and helping to restore a healthy, smooth texture. Additionally, it's important to maintain regular trims every 6 to 7 weeks to keep the ends looking fresh and neat. A quick touch-up will help maintain the shape of your pixie, keeping it sharp and well-groomed while preventing it from looking ragged or overgrown. Consistent trims are key to maintaining that polished, chic look without the risk of your pixie turning into a disheveled mess. We've talked about texture, but let's not forget the neckline. The way that part of your pixie is shaped can tell a whole story, so let's dive into the details of a well-crafted neckline. It's easy to forget about the nape of your neck when you're focused on the parts of your pixie you can actually see. After all, it's not something we look at in the mirror every day, right? But here's the thing. That area is visible to everyone else, and it can make or break the overall look of your pixie. When you neglect the neckline or attempt to trim it yourself, It can quickly result in a patchy, unkempt look that doesn't reflect the fresh, chic style you're aiming for. Even worse, when your neckline grows out unevenly, it can create the illusion of sagging skin, which is the last thing you want when you're working to keep your style youthful and lifted. The good news is the solution here is simple, and it doesn't require a lot of time or effort. Schedule a quick neck cleanup between your regular salon visits. This service is typically very affordable, with most salons charging only a minimal fee. Some even offer it as a complimentary touch-up, so it's well worth asking for. This small investment in maintenance will go a long way in keeping your Pixie looking sharp and polished without any extra hassle on your part. Plus, it only takes a few minutes, and the results will keep your neckline looking tidy and fresh between full haircuts. When you're at the salon for this quick cleanup, take the opportunity to ask for a soft tapered V-shape for your neckline. A blunt straight line at the nape may feel like an easy go-to, but a V-shape offers so much more. The V naturally draws the eye upward, creating the illusion of a longer, more defined neck. No need for any invasive procedures or expensive treatments. This subtle detail can make all the difference, giving your Pixie a polished, elegant look that also helps balance the overall shape of your cut. A soft V-line also tends to look more modern and flattering, especially as we age, keeping the lines of your hairstyle soft and fresh instead of harsh or overly geometric. Taking just a few extra minutes to address the nape of your neck can make a world of difference in how your Pixie looks and feels. It's a simple way to keep your cut in top shape without any major upkeep or effort on your part. Just make it part of your regular salon routine, and you'll notice the difference every time you leave the chair. Now that we've perfected the neckline, let's talk color. The right shade can truly elevate your Pixie, but choosing the wrong one can muddy the whole look. Let's dive into how color affects your style. Jet black dye right next to silver roots. It may sound like a bold look, but high contrast regrowth can be brutal on a Pixie. With such short hair, there's no place to hide that stark line of demarcation. When the roots start to show, it draws attention to the contrast, and it can age your appearance rather than enhance it. The good news is, there are ways to handle this that keep your Pixie looking polished and fresh. A pro move to consider is blending the greys with techniques like soft foliage or root smudge glosses. These methods blend the greys into your natural color, creating a more seamless transition. Not only do they soften the contrast, but they also extend the time between color appointments. This makes upkeep easier and allows you to maintain a more natural-looking hairline without that harsh regrowth line. If you're embracing your natural grey, a subtle cool toner gloss is the way to go. It can help remove any yellow or brassy tones that may develop, leaving you with a beautiful, shiny, natural grey. Healthy shine is far more flattering than a solid, artificial colour, especially as we age. It reflects light in a way that makes your hair look vibrant and full of life. Now that we've covered the colour, cut and neckline, let's talk about styling products, or rather, the lack of them. Using the right styling products or avoiding the wrong ones can make all the difference in how your Pixie holds up day to day. Let's dive into how to choose the right products for a polished look. Skipping hair products might work just fine for a long bob, but when it comes to a Pixie, it's a whole different ballgame. A shortcut really shows off every little strand, and without the right products, your Pixie will lose its shape before you even finish your morning coffee. The key to keeping your Pixie fresh all day long is providing it with just the right amount of support. Nothing too heavy, just enough to keep it looking polished and styled. The right products are your best friends here. You'll want a lightweight root foam, a microfiber towel, and a small amount of molding paste. Root foam is perfect for adding volume at the base of your Pixie without weighing it down. The paste gives you control over any smaller flyaway pieces, helping you tame those unruly strands that can make your Pixie look messy. When applied properly, these products give you a pliable hold, which means your Pixie stays in shape but still has that natural movement. Think of it like memory foam that bounces back. Smooth and flexible, not stiff or concrete-like. The trick is to use just enough. A little goes a long way, and overdoing it can lead to that heavy, crunchy look we're trying to avoid. Once your product is in, finish it off with a humidity shield spritz. This will lock everything in place and help protect your Pixie from the weather, especially during the summer months when humidity can easily cause your hair to droop and lose volume. Another thing to keep in mind is that the amount of product you use might need to change depending on the season. In the warmer months, you may need a bit more grip to fight off sweat and humidity, while in the cooler months, you can usually get away with a lighter application to maintain the shape without weighing your hair down. By adjusting your product usage throughout the year, you'll keep your Pixie looking sharp and fresh no matter the weather. Now that we've covered the importance of products, let's talk about a hidden culprit that almost no stylist admits. Something that can sneak into your Pixie and totally change its vibe. Let's dive into the final tip. Pixie cuts are not fire and forget styles, as much as we might wish they were. It's easy to think that once you've got that perfect Pixie, you can just set it and forget it for months. But let your Pixie grow out for 3 months straight, and you'll quickly see how a chic style can transform into a shabby one. The neckline starts creeping down, the sides puff out, and the crown flattens. While these changes may seem small at first, over time they can make your Pixie lose its shape and vibrancy, leaving you with a less polished look than when you first walked out of the salon. This issue becomes even more noticeable after 50 because, as we age, our hair growth cycles slow down. In our younger years, hair grows quickly and styles maintain their shape for longer. But as we get older, hair growth takes more time, and the shape we loved can fade before the hair even has a chance to grow out significantly. This means that your Pixie needs more regular attention to keep its structure intact. A Pixie that looks sharp and fresh the day it's cut can start looking a little limp or unrefined after just a few weeks if it's not maintained properly. So, what's the solution? The key is booking a quick trim every 4 to 5 weeks. Think of it like a dental cleaning for your hair. Small, regular visits that keep everything in perfect shape and prevent the need for a more significant overhaul later. These micro-maintenance appointments are all about preserving the overall shape and keeping the style looking sharp, rather than making drastic changes. It's a simple and easy way to ensure that your Pixie continues to flatter your face and fits your features perfectly as it grows out. The best part about regular trims: not only will your Pixie stay looking fresh, but you'll also get that wonderful, refreshed feeling after each visit. It's a quick, effective way to keep your style in check without needing to book a long, expensive spa day. Regular trims are an easy habit to incorporate into your routine, and they make a huge difference in how your Pixie looks and feels. So, keep those appointments every 4 to 5 weeks, and you'll always have a Pixie that's sharp, sleek, and perfectly you. Before you go, what's the one Pixie mistake you've made in the past that you'll never repeat again? I'd love to hear your experiences and any other tips you might have for keeping a Pixie looking its best. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed watching this video, you will definitely love this next one.